Brainstorming and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process. We decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Walma.
I'm Wes.
I'm Eric Fowler.
And this is Creativity Wasted.
So my huge whopper of an idea is an update of an old Native American sort of thing, dream catcher, but the pillow that sort of sucks the dreams out of your head at night. So all the things that you dream and wanted to remember in the morning, it kind of takes it from you, downloads it. In the morning, you can, all the great jokes, all the times I've been killing in my sleep, and what I did when I wake up, it's in the pillow.
It doesn't suck it out of your head so you don't experience it, though. It records it, right? It doesn't erase it.
So it can somehow, I don't know, via my
osmosis.
Whatever I'm putting out at the time, it can somehow harvest that thought, that experience, whatever. So in the morning, I can either say, yeah, or that was cool. You know what I mean? I don't know if that I call it. I mean, I was called it a dream catcher just because we all know the old Native American dream catchers you see that looks like the web kind of thing, and that was supposed to hang in a room. This is a pillow. So,
well, speaking for well, not all Native Americans, but I like that idea. You can take it a step further because the way the dream catcher works, it really doesn't catch your dreams. The dream catcher catches bad dreams, and then in the morning when the sun hits it, they're vaporized.
Right.
So it's a bad joke catcher and a good joke catcher, I guess. The good joke catcher pillow.
Yeah, it wouldn't be just just germane to just jokes, right? But for a comic, that's my thought is like, I know I've made myself laugh in my own dreams, right? And I know I've made just thousands of people laugh in my own dreams
All the time.
You know what I said or did to make that possible.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like when you're drunk, maybe you think you're making sense, but you're not. Like if you actually listen to it, like
the next
in the daylight, if it'll make sense, or you'll be like cringing, like, oh my god, I can't believe I thought that was funny in my dreams. Like it's like not even coherent.
I read one time a book about some famous inventors who they said like Thomas Edison and people like that. The one thing he had that some people, Nikola Tesla, that they had that some people didn't have is they could go back to that point in their in their dream or their subconscious and see it, right, and see that happen or that idea where I don't know, most people don't see that after you wake up from whatever it is. So that way to figure something out that we don't have, great inventors had, sometimes they can pull that from somewhere.
I sometimes get in a zone, like a joke writing zone, like and it happens a lot when I'm like super tired, like
Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Sort of. But I don't know if
long drive, right? So I don't know if you've ever been on a long drive. You get to that point of everything, then triggers a what's funny about this to you. You sort of get in that zone, and if you can remember some of that stuff, the next day, some of it works, some of it doesn't, but it triggers you to keep thinking down those paths. And sometimes I find like what I thought was going to be funny wasn't it, but how I got to it in that process.
Find it. Yeah.
I find the funny part of that, right? So, I've been trying to work on this bit, and I have this song stuck in my head, right? I can't get it out of my head. I keep trying to time it to the bit I'm doing, right? For people that have had wives or have wives that are in the menopause state, right? So I keep thinking of it as the Katy Perry song, right? You're hot, then you're cold, then you're up, then you're down, you're on, then you're off, and So that song is, I've been trying to put like, the covers are on, the covers are off, you're up. And so that sort of thing to that Katy Perry song, every time I hear that there's one more part in my head that keeps lining up with that.
That's cool.
Now that bit, I don't know if that bit may take me years to get where I want, but to time it to that song, and that's like, I mean, that every time I hear that song, it triggers that in my head, right? It triggers that I got to have this to start, and I want to get to this point of where that fits because it's working. But I don't, as a comic, it's a baby for you, right? You're always trying to figure out that next little part of it to bring it all further and backwards.
Yeah, I think for myself, I personally, exactly what you're talking about. I'll be like driving. I come up with some of my best thoughts when I'm driving or like when I'm in the shower. And it's like, okay, remember that for later. Because if I got an open mic that night, I'm trying to think of new stuff. Yeah. And then when I get to the open mic, it's like, okay, I got to write that stuff down that I was thinking about while I was driving. And then it's like,
so not only that dream picture could be the pillow on your bed, it could be in your headrest or in
better be.
Oh, the car thing, yeah.
It could be a halo.
I had a science teacher in high school who would always tell us the night before the test to sleep on our books,
right?
So that the information could transfer by osmosis. I'm going to sleep on my joke book tonight and see what happens.
They were just mean teachers, man.
He was hilarious, but yeah, he was maybe a little mean.
You drool on the book and it's ruined.
You got to pay for it at the end of the year.
My idea is trying to get something that's not constrictive, like if you've ever, like a CPAP machine would make sense, but it's something you have to wear, where the pillow would be portable, it would be, I don't know, lightweight and not,
comfortable. It's not going to interrupt your sleep, yeah.
Not bulky. You don't got to drag it around, yeah.
Studies claim they can't sleep. Well, I wonder why. You're hooked to every terminal they can throw down on.
You guys ever had one of them CPAP things? Those suck, man. I can't sleep with that on.
I don't. I've always been told you need one, but what do doctors know?
Yeah, I don't have one.
I find I'm unattractive enough in the bedroom.
Right.
I don't need to add anything to.
Well, but then if you could die in your sleep, and I'm like, isn't that the goal? So that's my and they don't know sometimes how to take the mind of a comic. That that's every great comic we know has died in its sleep. So you want to follow that pattern, right?
Trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of those like probes that they stick on your head that's supposed to like read your thoughts magnetically. That's a thing. I actually bought one of those once for like $400 or some shit, and it said, "Okay, you should be able to steer a drone with your mind. Like think forward, think left, think right." And it had like an app where it's supposed to calibrate your brain waves to like the 4 directions, and I think maybe up and down.
Tom, I saw, this is a little aside, but I saw a Jedi mind trick. It was at a Hobby Lobby, and you put it on the kid's head, and he could make this thing, this ball go up and down in this tube just using his brain. I didn't buy it, but the best part is, and I have a picture of it, it says, as a warning, it says, "Not for children under 3 because of small balls."
I see.
Because of.
Oh, it killed me.
Yeah.
I was laughing the whole way out of the Hobby Lobby.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't get the damn thing to work. It's sitting in a drawer somewhere. But
try again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think.
Probably weren't thinking hard enough.
What you need is more alcohol.
Yeah. Or I need to shave my hair, or
Yeah, that's why. Because Professor X, remember he put that thing on his head, and that's why. Yep. Give it a shot, Tom.
Let Chris borrow it.
Yeah, right. I just cut my hair. But anyways, yeah, that was my idea.
We can wrap it up. Any shows or anything you guys want to promote? Podcasts, social medias?
I will be Brewery Ultra on 6/12. That's going to be an awesome one. And just found out today, September 23rd, down at the Old Goat in Illinois, it will be the Racing Mason Country Front Porch Stomp. We're doing a reunion show, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have a bunch of shows starting to fill in, thankfully, this summer. So just check it out, chrisyoungcomic.com.
I know this weekend I'm at Pyramid Scheme on Sunday, and then at Laugh on the Lakefront in Muskegon in August.
I have a fitness thing called Game Mimic Fitness on Twitch, where I stream me playing video games on fitness machines using my homemade fitness controllers.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.